Hello again from my front porch. Last night I had the opportunity to once again help select the Iowan of Character award winners. Now that's an annual award that is given every year. Well, that's why it's annual. It's an annual award that's given out by the program that most people know as the Character Counts program. It's actually technically now called the Ray Center. And in fact, they've even got a beautiful permanent home now on the Drake University campus. Some tremendous tributes to Governor Ray, Robert Ray, who was a founder of the organization known as the Character Counts program in Iowa. And in fact, we kind of jokingly said it was kind of like his version of a presidential library. It's not a Governor Ray museum, but they do have a lot of things on display symbolizing from his time as governor and his time in the public life. Well, actually, even more than that, because there's also some memento from when he ran for office the very first time in 7th grade. So there's a little museum quality, but there's a beautiful portrait of he and his wife Billy that hangs in there, and it's just. Anyway, Governor Ray, at the time he was governor, not everybody necessarily agreed with every decision that he made, but in hindsight, people have recognized that he was a very good governor, and the decisions he made, even ones that were a little, made some people nervous at the time, have proven over time to have been the right things to do. So he made a great impact on our state, and his legacy continues to live on through programs like the Character Counts program. And so anyway, it's no surprise that as the Character Counts program found a more permanent home, and as they've now been included as a formal part of Drake University, the people who work there now are actual formal employees of Drake University. As that has happened, it's no surprise that they rebranded themselves under the name of the Ray Center, so that that legacy could also be acknowledged and maintained. Anyway, last night we did award selection. I'm pretty sure this was my 10th year of doing this, 9th or 10th. I mean, it's up there. I've been doing it for quite a while. And during that time, I think I've been part of almost every selection group, because there's youth of character, there's adult of character, there's business of character, there's organization, nonprofit organization of character. There all kinds of different things, different ways that they do that. And I forget how many awards total they said they give out. Is it 16? I think maybe that somebody said that they give out at this point. So it's several categories of things. Not all of them were done by the selection committee. There are a few others that are done, even awarded at different times. Like Ashton Kutcher received an award earlier this year. Earlier this year, related to the Character Counts program, identifying his character, but it was completely separate from what we were doing last night. What we were doing last night is generated based on anybody can submit a nomination, that I want to nominate this person or this school or this organization or this business or this adult or this young person. I want to nominate this entity, whatever it or they may be, because I feel like they demonstrate good character, that they live up to the 6 pillars of good character. And in fact, I encourage you to go out and Google the 6 pillars of character and look that information up. It's really good information and good reading. And by the way, the program started in schools, and a lot of people think, oh, that's that program for kids in schools. There's a whole workplace focus program for it now too. So really, seriously, look this stuff up, and you might find there's some information that will be really great for you to start incorporating or try to use in your own business as well. But last night, I served on what I consider to be the most challenging of all the groups, and that was the youth of character. And that's basically young people who are in elementary up through high school. That block of individuals. Which can be challenging. First of all, to compare, you've got a senior versus a 4th grader. How do you compare what they're doing? Well, you have to step back and not necessarily look at specifically what they've done, but you look at, based on what they're capable of doing, what have they done? And lots of different criteria that they encourage us to use, and that as a reviewer that I use. For example, one of the criteria that I looked at was, Okay, there were a number of submissions. In fact, we had 35 submissions in that category. That's a lot to sort through, and that wasn't even all of them, because the office staff, they do a preliminary weed through. There are a number of individuals who get nominated, but whoever nominated them just doesn't do a very good job of filling in the form. They leave stuff blank, or they don't really say much, and there's not going to be much for the reviewers to work with, so those don't get passed on to us. Those people who are nominated still get it informed that they were nominated, because that's an awesome thing. I'm told. I've never been nominated, but but I'm told that those who are nominated, that they consider that to be just really an awesome thing to do, and I would think it would be. But anyway, so they, even the ones that don't make it through, they still get informed that they were nominated. But when we get looking at them, one thing that I look at, especially for youth, is, okay, this young person has done all these great things, but have they done them on their own, with their own motivation and their own drive, pushing out, kind of blazing a new trail, or have they shined within an organized structure of things already? Are they really good within existing things? Have they taken leadership within something that already existed? Not that that's bad, not that I'm saying that they still don't deserve recognition, but if we can only give one award, I'm thinking it needs to be someone who has broken beyond just the boundaries of being the best within confines, but actually someone who breaks through the confines and says, I see a need here, and I'm driving home to this. Now you say, well, that sounds mighty tough. You're being awful harsh on those young people. You'd be amazed how, even with that criteria, how tough it was to pick a winner, because there were so many young people of varying ages within the nominations. We literally had that we were comparing seniors against fourth graders, and because of the scope and the depth of the things that they were doing. And just I'm not going to tell you who we selected and all that. That the winner stuff will be announced at a later date. I don't want to scoop that, but just to give you some insight as to like some of the really top ones that we were looking at. There was a young person who, because of circumstances that her mother had gone through, circumstances of her cousins being taken away from the family and moved into foster care because of child abuse related things, that this young person got really fired up about the child abuse topic, and now I won't even go into all of it, but now has been doing all of this stuff to try to raise awareness, to try to raise money, to try to support people. Just got that drive based on the personal impact that they had seen of what happens, and so that was phenomenal. There's a special ed student who as a special ed student was actually elected class president, was involved in leading all kinds of things, was taking having a key role in various functions that were happening, has a key to the concession stand, because he's trusted with that. But again, the list of things that he had been doing in his school and his community, there's good things. But when you stop and consider he was a special ed student, that just blew my mind, because what an incredible role model, what an incredible example, not only for other special ed students, but just for other students in general. That, that whole, you can't judge a book by its cover. Look at this individual, look at this kid who's not letting that title define him or limit him, that he's just blazing ahead and doing great stuff. That blew me away. But and there was another student who wants to become a doctor someday, but she's not waiting until someday to start helping people medically. That she's volunteering in the community, and she's been raising money and doing different kind of drives and finding all kinds of ways that she can get involved with promoting better health care, better medical care, all because even as a young person, she has this passion to want to help people medically, and and again, she's not waiting until someday when she has a degree. She's starting it now. There was just a whole bunch of these, and as you can tell, I get excited about it. There's a lot of discussion today about how the young generation just doesn't want to work hard, and we know our world's in trouble because the young generation, they just don't care enough. There are some who unfortunately do live up to that, but frankly, let's be honest, there are a lot of adults who fit that definition too. But I tell you, reading through the nominations and just the discussion with my fellow selection committee members last night, it really does something for you deep inside when you're looking at these young people who are just being so phenomenal, and they're doing such incredible stuff. And you think, there is hope for the world. There is hope, because regardless of what other young people are doing, regardless of what other adults are doing right now, there are individuals like these young people who they are going to change the world. And I was inspired to get to read about them. And so people say, it sounds like a lot of work to sort through those. And yeah, it can be a lot of work. And the choosing can be difficult too, because especially in the youth category, you want to recognize all of them. You want to say, this one's great, this one's great, this one, but you can't. You can only pick one winner. You can have runner-ups, who also get mentioned about, you get acknowledged in some way, but there's only one winner. And so out of that 35, only one can be selected. And that can be tough, because there's so many deserving ones. How do you get there? And that's why we have the selection committee meeting. But what's really great is no matter who ultimately is selected, there's no wrong answer. That's the beauty of it. There's some frustration maybe getting there, because you feel like, I want it to be this one, and someone else feels like they want it to be that one, and you're kind of wrangling a bit. You're kind of trying to see what you can do with that, but then at the end, no matter who's selected, there's nobody bad in the list. They're all really amazing. And so it was a very rewarding and uplifting evening. So anyway, I just had to share that with you, because it's given me a brightness and nice smile last night and starting into today, and so I wanted to pass it on to you all as well. So there you go. There's your moment of inspiration for the day. Make it a good one, and I'll see you next time from my front porch.